All right, switching gears now. The Federal Communications Commission says that last year, the number of commercial radio stations, both FM and AM, dropped in 2025. It's a trend we've seen for years as the number of radio stations declines across the country. But locally, the opposite has happened. In 2026, WQUD Vintage Radio in Erie, Illinois celebrated 10 years of broadcasting. So we have Aaron Dale and Penny McJimsey joining us here today from WQUD. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for making the drive over. I wanted to start with the idea for this vintage radio station. Where did this come from?
Actually, it came out of maybe apathy, you could say. Really, though, we started, it was just like a song loop. I contacted the owner because I'm from Erie and got to know him a little bit, and they kind of hired me as a caretaker. Just if something went wrong, can you come in and turn it back on, that kind of thing. And after a few weeks, I wanted to be a radio DJ when I was a kid, like when I grew up. And I, had been a little bit, but gave it up for real life and all that kind of stuff. So after a few weeks, I'm like, hey, because I worked for myself, I'm like, do you mind if I start doing a morning show? And they're like, well, we're not going to pay anymore, but sure, go ahead. And so from there, we had a lot of people, mostly all from the area, come up and be like, hey, we want to be on the radio station. And so over time, we ended up with a full staff. Then after a few years, we had acquired enough advertisers and enough growth that we were able to switch frequencies to 107.7 from our original 105.5, and then move our tower closer to the Quad Cities. We're right out between Geneseo and Kelowna now, and kind of take like a big step in terms of being more of a big boy radio station, I guess. And then it was also the time that we were lucky enough to find Penny and bring her along, and all of her experience with the Quad Cities on the sales end, and that really, she professionalized us, I would say, brought a little bit of class and experience to a side of the industry that I certainly didn't have any clue about. So yeah, it just sort of happened organically. Over time, we've all kind of morphed. Our DJs, none had ever been in radio before except for me, so they all just kind of got better, over time, and here we are.
Here you guys are. And I want to talk about what's next for you. But first, for listeners that haven't heard you before, what is Vintage Radio?
It's the best radio station in the market, yes. When we moved that tower, that's when I met the owner of the station. And he said, we're going to take this little radio station from Erie, Illinois, and move the tower and make it a Quad City radio station. And I'm like, oh, that's aggressive, Who knew? But yeah, it's a unique mixed music format, which you won't hear anywhere else. We play thousands. In fact, we subscribe to 4 different music libraries just to play the variety of music that we do. So it's classic rock, classic country, oldies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, rhythm and blues, with our 10 different DJs that we have hosting their own shows live all day, every day. They all have their own kind of niche as to what they like to play, and we give them the format to do it.
Yeah,
so
freedom.
We're also the only station that plays as much local artists' original music, and we showcase their music on our station all week long, and we have one show that's dedicated to local music, the Local Lick Show, every Saturday, and that's from noon to 2. So,
well, when you think about radio, and especially focus on local artists and local radio, I gave that stat at the beginning about how stations are declining across the country. It's nothing new. How do you guys do it? How do you keep this thing going and thriving 10 years later?
I really think it's, vintage radio is, we wanted to run the station like radio stations used to be run, like in the 70s and 80s when you're giving stuff away, people are when it was cool. You could call and someone would actually answer. There was actually real live DJs in there. There's actually like things happening and changing all the time. Like, oh, we just saw this, and like an actual live radio station. And so I really feel like that's the staying power. It gives a lot of people nostalgia, and they remember what radio used to be like versus how it predominantly is today.
they can call in their requests. People love that. We have a request show every weekday from 10 until 2. It's all requests with a theme. Mama C does a great job with this. She's got a following. You never know what you're going to hear every single day because it will be something different all the time. So, and then just this year, we brought on the Iowa Hawkeye Games, which has been a huge thing for us to be serving our Iowa Hawkeye fans with the football and men's and women's basketball games now all year. So that's been tremendous too. So,
Oh, I bet.
and that was his idea.
I bet.
I like sports.
He's
I
a
don't know what
sports
to
nut.
say.
Yeah, he's a
Come
sports
on.
nut. So it takes one to know one, and yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about not only what you put out in terms of over the airwaves, but also what you give back to the community. 10 years later, you have raised nearly $20,000 for local nonprofits. How do you do that? And why is that so important to you?
Sure. Cans. That's how we did it. So 2 weeks after we actually I started broadcasting live on the morning show 10 years ago. Larry's Metal, I knew them. I talked to them. They said, I wanted to know if we could get a container and just have people start throwing their cans, because a lot of people threw their cans away. Thought, okay, how can we raise money for stuff? And I guess I don't know. I feel like you have a responsibility in a position like we're in to give back to the community as much as you can. And we kind of started small with that, and it just adds up over the years. And now we have a lot more people contributing. We still have a container at Advantage Auto Body right on Route 84 in Hampton. The Edge Eatery and Drinkatorium donate all their cans, and they go through a lot of cans.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot. Plus, we have people driving from as far away as Woodhull who listen to the station. They'll wait and then bring up all their cans at once. So it's cool, and it's starting to feel more like a snowball going down a hill in terms of listeners and just people that are more interactive with our station.
And how do you decide who to donate to? Which places have you donated to?
Sure. Riverbend Food Bank is a big one. A lot of local food banks too around the area, Erie, Port Byron, and then it's just been sort of like a status of need.
Right.
Like we'll have someone on for an interview, and they're working with one organization or another, and if there's a situation where hey we can get you a check for a little bit of money, then we do that, and so it's we've donated to kids baseball teams. Across the board, all kinds of different charities, of course, JDRF, and when we're in on the JDRF One Walk every year too. Just, whatever we can give.
Yeah, I love it. So looking ahead to the next 10 years, where do you see WQUD growing to? What do you want to see happen over the next decade?
We're going to continue our We Care package drive too. That's a big, huge thing that we do each and every year. So we'll continue that, and yeah, just being very connected with our audience, that local touch, to have the local live DJs in the studio all day. People love that.
Yeah, keep doing the
Keep doing
status
what we're
quo, and hopefully, as our listenership grows and continues to grow. Penny told me at the beginning, it takes a long time for everybody to figure out you're there. And I think we're starting to finally see everybody's figured out we're here. So that's really good. But yeah, let's put a tower on the moon and just go global.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
People love it. Once
Yeah,
they find
sky's
us,
the limit.
they're very, very loyal to us. They because you don't know what you're going to hear next, and you do hear local information, which people like, and they love hearing their sons and daughters' names with their sports and things what they're doing every morning on Aaron's show, and yeah, we're just very connected, and it's an authentic radio experience. That's what people like.
So let's end on that. What is your message tonight about the importance of radio and an authentic radio experience?
Yeah.
This one's on me? Okay. Well, I feel like, radio's kind of been part of the American society for, nearly 100 years. And while a lot of it is gone to more of an on-demand feel, I feel like, if anything, we're an example that shows that people still like the connection. People still want to feel like they can call in and someone will answer the phone, or they might win tickets at noon or 12:15. It's that kind of stuff. It's fun.
It's that relationship that people feel like they know our DJs. They know who they are. We have things in common because we all live and work here. So, yeah. And our advertising partners, too. People are very tuned into local businesses. And, yeah, that's great, too.
I was tempted to do like the Garth from Wayne's World thing today and go just have a whole bunch of advertisers all over it, like merch.
Yeah.
But I thought
Next
I didn't
time. Maybe
want
for the 25 year.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to show they think we were being disrespectful.
Right.
Maybe next time you can wear current merch everywhere.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
what we'll do.
Well, and with our radio family, we have a lot of fun together, too,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. So
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot thank you guys enough for being here. I really appreciate you making this drive over. And it's so much fun to celebrate 10 years of so much hard work. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
you.
the spotlight. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.